coaches are in. When you need a timely, transparent friend, tune into the coaches are in. Talking career, business, health, and wealth. You've got a friend now into the coaches are in. With authenticity, come on, let's take a seat and tune in.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. We are the Coaches RN, and we are excited to be here this evening because this is a special episode. We are normally live on the first and third Mondays of the month, and we decided to go live on this fifth Monday of the month and put ourselves in the hot seat.
Hot seat.
Actually share a little more about us because we get a lot of questions like offline and in DMs and things like that, and people are asking things about us because we don't focus on us in the show outside of sharing from our experiences and our expertise, but we haven't really gotten to tell our stories or what we're about and why we do what we do and all of that good stuff. So we thought we would dedicate an episode to doing that. So what I want to do is start off really quickly by us just kind of doing these like quick fire fun facts. So I want you to give me 3 things you love, 3 things you hate, and your favorite thing to do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right. Go.
Are we going one round and are we doing all 3?
Do all of it. Do all
Just
of it.
do all 3.
Okay. Should I go first? Or y'all?
Sure.
3
You look
you
look ready.
No, looks can be what?
Deceiving.
3 things I love. I love seafood. I love family time. And I love shopping. I do. 3 things I hate. It's such a strong emotion. I hate when folks mansplain, women-splain. I don't talk over me. I don't like that. I don't. 3 things I hate. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. That's my one hate. What was the other one?
Your favorite thing to do?
Oh, my favorite thing to do. Gosh. I love to sing. I do. I love to sing.
Wow.
I love to sing.
I love that. I love to sing. I just can't sing though.
Yeah.
I love to sing.
All right. I can go. All right. So 3 things I love. I love music. I love reading, and I'm a big foodie. So not just eating, just foodie, like new things. I'll try anything. That's my jam. 3 things I hate is when, what do I hate? Oh my gosh. I hate when people like keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again, right? Like if you make your point is made. You don't have to just keep going over it. It just is really like a trigger for me. It's like, okay, I get the point. Like, don't
Right.
What else? I hate when people are inconsiderate and they know they're being inconsiderate, but they try to pretend that they're not. And the third thing I hate is the feeling I get when I feel like I have to do everything. Right. So it's like I hate when I am the only one or the only option when that's really not the case, but it's happening. And my absolute favorite thing to do is brunch. I love a good brunch with friends, and that's just top of my list. If I could do that every day, that would be what I would be doing.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So 3 things I love. I love caramel.
Ooh.
Not chocolate, but caramel. I love caramel.
Okay.
I love shoes, and if you've seen my closet, you would absolutely know that that's true.
Yes.
And I love the beach with blue water. Let me be clear about that. The beach with blue water.
That's only special. Only certain places you could go to that.
You don't
See
like
that?
a crew water?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Wait,
You don't
can
want
I
to see the
say-
seaweed.
Can I say one more thing? I hate mean people. I hate when people are mean.
Mm,
And I
Yeah.
hate, and the third thing I hate is when people of power are take advantage of people who are weak. I
Ooh,
can't.
that's a good
mhm.
zero
Yes,
tolerance.
yes.
Yeah.
So the things I hate are the current political climate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I hate when people are shady and like passive aggressive and just like
Ooh,
say,
Katie McGrady.
yeah, say what you gotta say and do what you're gonna do, and but don't play in my face.
Right.
don't play in my face. Um, and let me see. What's the other thing that I hate? I would agree with you on the people in power don't treat people with less power or authority
Mm-hmm.
well. Like,
Burn
that,
your biscuits.
Yes.
yes. And my absolute favorite thing to do, because I do love to eat too, and I love the beach. So on the beach with some good food would probably be like I could spend days upon
All the
days.
days. Yes. Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
That means you need to be somewhere where the beach is the beach all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, love
That's
that.
Absolutely.
good. That's good.
All right. So let's jump into why we coach
Mm.
or consult or strategize, whatever word that
Whatever works
really
for today. Yeah.
describes what you do. So I want you to share, all of us to share a story or the moment that inspired you to become either a coach or an entrepreneur, however
Mhm. Okay.
however you want to approach it.
Mm. Well, that's two different things right there.
Pick
Well, pick
one.
one.
Mm. I know. I would say, as far as an entrepreneur, years ago when I started my 9 to 5, I had made a decision that I would not be old and leave this job. That it had an expiration date for me.
Mhm.
And I always envisioned myself doing something like my business. And granted, I didn't grow up that way. I didn't grow up seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
I
mhm.
think the closest I had to was like maybe shout out to my aunt Alexis, who had her own business. Her and her husband had their own tech business, Instructs with an X. But honestly, I really just decided that I wanted to do something. And I, the first thing I did was a nonprofit,
Mhm.
which was Saving Souls, SOLES. That was the first thing that I did and really put a lot of energy in, and time. And that's when I knew like I can do this for profit. I knew I could do it. I think too, and this is, I mean, Dr. Sharita and I've known each other for a long time. She too was very instrumental. She didn't know I was saying this. This is not planned. She too was very instrumental in the whole entrepreneur space because both of us worked in higher ed at the same time for a little bit there. But she began to do some things and step out on faith and just like, and I was like, so that nonprofit that was later, seeing her do some things too, it was just like a push towards I can do my own business. So the speaker was born very recent, but it was always in motion. I was always doing it, just not under an LLC.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Love it. I love that. There was an expiration date. That's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I knew it.
Yes. All right. Well, I think that just makes me think about, I feel like my reason entrepreneur coach kind of goes all into one. So
Mm.
I'll try to wrap it all together. I was always entrepreneurial. As a kid, I literally sold everything. And anything
Mhm.
I tried to sell, my dad supported me. I wanted to sell candy. He built me a little shack to sell candy and hot dogs and all this kind of stuff. So it was just always in me to be an entrepreneur. And I got to a place, formerly incarcerated. After incarceration, I realized that there was no real way for me to earn a livable wage. Entrepreneurship was likely the only answer. So I started my mobile spa business out of that space. It was like I was a nail tech. I just grabbed some things under my bathroom sink and started asking friends and family to kind of allow me to come over and do their nails for money so that I could, live on the straight and narrow. And then because it blew up and it was so successful in a short period of time without having any resources, people would always ask me, well, how did you do this? And how did you do that? And how do you get through this? And how do you get through that? So I feel like coaching became a part of that because I was the go-to answer of all things, especially where it came to, just kind of recovering from bad situations, being in transition. That had been my life. So I started coaching as a result of seeing so many women who were so stuck in things that have happened to them in the past and felt like that was their end all be all and there was no more life after that. So I explored the coaching space and found some modalities that I felt were necessary that kind of fit my struggles. So that was it. So here I go.
Look at you. I love that though. It was a pivot that needed to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I can't live off of probably was like $6 an hour. I don't know, maybe it's only $7.25 in Pennsylvania right now, so it wasn't that much better. But yeah, I'm like, I can't do this. I need some real money if y'all want me to make this
live right. You're like, listen,
right. World situation
right.
Positive that
y'all want me to do right.
Like I got to get paid.
That's funny.
Full transparency.
Yes.
I love it.
All right. So for me, as Dr. Malika said, I was in higher education for over 20 years and probably early on in my career and kind of coincided early marriage, early career, kind of knew like there was something else that I should be doing, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. It felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, or it looked like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but it just didn't kind of feel right. Even though I was making an impact, making a difference and moving up the ladder and all of that good stuff, it was still just like, I don't know what it is. And had a ton of business ideas. Some things I tried, some things I just kind of kept in my heart. And then when I really started to step out into it, face some unintentional, I believe, but still
purpose.
Like just hurdles and people discouraging me and things like that. Thankfully, not the people that I love and my home and all of that. Wasn't those people, but other people. And just this idea that you're a mom and that's what you should be focused on.
What does that mean? But go ahead. Sorry.
That's a whole other thing.
That's another show.
So I mean, for years, I think once I kind of put my finger on it, and I didn't know that coach was the thing because I didn't know any coaches. I didn't know anybody who was a coach back at that time, but I knew it would take its it would manifest in entrepreneurship somehow. And I started to prepare for entrepreneurship long before I actually stepped into entrepreneurship. And then I started to do what I do for free. And not out of, you got to do it for free to get somebody to pay you, but I was just doing it because I loved to do it, right? And if I could just be on that beach, right? Like if I could afford to just be on that beach all day, like I would still do what I do if I didn't get paid for it, because I absolutely love what I do. And the thing that pushed me to finally step into entrepreneurship was actually a push out the door.
Sometimes
it always happen that way.
So I had My position was eliminated, and this was the second time this happened in a matter of like 3.5 years. And the first time it happened, it was like, all right, I'm not gonna get another job. I'm just gonna start my business. And then I get a job offer from a job that I had applied to like 9 months prior. So I didn't even think it was an option. And it was just like, oh, okay,
Maybe.
I took it, right? And I gave myself a timeline. I said 2 years, and I'm a spiritual person. I'm talking to God, and I feel like God is like, okay, I can give you 2 years. I think he knew I needed to work on some stuff around fear and faith. And I stayed past that 2 years, which I should not have done.
Oh Lord, you took
That third year was hell. And it ended with my position being eliminated. And I was not upset. I was actually relieved when I got the notice. It was just like,
wow.
okay, 'cause I was afraid. I was afraid to walk out.
Yeah.
But once they pushed me out, I was like, okay, I'm
we're
free.
good. Yes, we're good
Yes,
now.
yes. And then from there, I took a couple of months off to recover because I had to recover mentally, emotionally, spiritually from the experience, and kind of went back and forth with what I was going to do and how I was going to do it. And then really just said, you know what? I owe myself at least what I gave to these organizations.
Absolutely.
And I decided to step into entrepreneurship. At that point, that was in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, God.
A lot of similarities, a lot of common threads.
Yes, for real.
We all do, yeah.
I love it. It's very inspirational to even hear, just the story. Or how does it feel to repeat it out loud? Like, I did
it. I don't know.
Like, it's what I said to someone who I can't remember who I was talking to, but I said the number of years, like how many years ago, like I started my business, and they were like, wow. And I was like, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I just met you, coach.
Like, exactly. And you know what? It's funny because sometimes people see things in you that you don't even see, right? So you talked about, Dr. Sharita, some of the discouragement. That's the other side of the story we don't talk about, right? The naysayers and the people that you thought would cheer you on. But then on the flip side, there are those people who are like, I know to become a certified coach, that was at the time I didn't have the money to do the program, and this couple was like, here, we see this, and I was like, okay, thank you. But you see both sides of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we tend to give more weight to the negative things than the positive. So we have to do better with that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about what we actually do in our businesses. Like we're a coach and interventionist and strategist, and but like, what does that mean? What do you actually do?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny because I think you all do more coaching than I do. I do some coaching, mostly the training and workshops, the development piece. And to be honest with you, with the audience, my life, my career, my new career has changed and shifted where I'm starting to work with student athletes and coaching them through a program, through my business, Go Be Great and Be Nothing Less. And so that has morphed into something where now I started out contracting 3 student athletes under my brand, right, with an NIL, to a university reaching out to me and saying, can you expand it? So now I've added, we'll be adding 3 to 4 new athletes. So I'll have 7 athletes that I will be managing in that in the NIL sense, and them making my brand visible and me pouring into them. So as we continue on, I've got workshops for them. I've got speakers who will come in and pour into them and teach them some things that will help prepare them. And we're talking high school and college level athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the expansion of Go Be Great and Be Nothing Less, which is a clothing brand that I started, but it's morphed into something different than what I imagined.
Wow.
So that's kind of the one arm, and then the other piece is workshops and trainings. I specifically work for a state system school here in Pennsylvania, and do frontline worker training with their frontline workers across various organizations on confidence and leadership. And so those have been my two areas of expertise, where I build confidence through the workshops, and also work with folks as they're pivoting and really experiencing levels of change, and working through that with them as far as confidence and how do you change confidently and courageously.
Good.
So yeah, so that student piece is still there, y'all. I thought I was done with students. Okay, God said not so.
Not done.
Not so. So, and it's been great. It's been great.
Yes,
So
go be great.
yeah, go be great and be nothing less.
Nothing.
That's the brand. So and let me just say, I wear the brand every day. I had to tell the athletes, this is my baby, so I wear it every day. Every day except maybe church. You're gonna see me in this brand, or I'm gonna create something that I can wear to church. You know what I'm saying? I'm always, because I believe in the brand, and I think that's the critical piece. That say if you work in a 9-to-5, sometimes you ain't wearing that every day, because you're not always buying into everything they do.
Yeah.
Right. But when it's your baby, when you know what you've put into it, it's like, I can rep this all day.
Yeah.
Because I believe in it. I know the message. And so that's been the great thing about the speaker is the LLC, but the it's an umbrella for Go Be Great and some other things that I'm doing. So it's good. That's what I do.
Fantastic. Love that.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am the yes, that. I'm the behavioral interventionist, and what that means is I help women, specifically 40 and over, who find themselves stuck, usually from some sort of transition. They've lost their identity and they're not really sure where to move forward. That could be in any scenario or situation. It could be career, it could be relationship, it could be just any dynamic where things have changed or shifted for her, and she's not sure what actually has her stuck. So my methodology is one that allows me to evaluate a woman and determine immediately what that one thing is that she needs to work on. And that came from me having years of therapy and going to a therapist finally who just basically said, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to come off your high horse and get off your pedestal. And I'm like, okay, that's not the answer. So I started, and also being of a certain age, I started this transition when I was 37 myself. So I realized that that's a very critical time for a lot of women. Kids are moving out, maybe you're getting divorced, you're moving away, figuring out life. And I recognized that we didn't have that much time, right? So 4 years behind us than we have ahead of us in many situations. So I created an assessment that gives an immediate result, understanding what that one thing is that you can work on so that you're not spending years and years and years in traditional therapy. And I have a 12-week program that shows results, right? You take your assessment, you go through the program, you take it again, you can actually see the changes in your personality type, being the challenge. So absolutely love it. I mean, it's a different approach. However, I realize that when you are at that critical mark, you don't have time to just go back and forth, sitting on a couch and just telling a story.
Right.
Allison, what's that one thing that I need to work on? I'm gonna tell you what it is, and if you're committed to it, you can make drastic change in a very short period of time.
That's good.
Prison break coaching.
That's good.
Good,
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because your clients see change.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
If they're committed to the program and they do the work, we do the assessment first, we do it again, and they can actually see the scale of results. So yeah, for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, the key thing is that they do the work.
You gotta do the work.
Right.
Not enough to just enroll in the program.
Right.
Did I say I hated that? I hate when people don't want to do the work.
Right. But they want the results. The results.
Yes. It's like, yes. It's not, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I'm a business alignment strategist, which is a combination of being an alignment coach and an operations strategist. Although I consider myself more of a consultant than a coach, because I really cannot be real. I like to tell people what to do versus going through the process of find the answer and
tell me what to do right now.
Right. But I do know how to coach, and I am a certified coach.
Right.
But I it's more like consultative coaching. I think that would be a good way to describe what I do. And specifically what I do is I work with people. My main target audience is Black women. However, I have worked with people and do work with people outside of that audience. One, to help them launch their businesses. So those who are trying to launch a business based on what they know, like their expertise or their experience, or areas of excellence, service providers, speakers, trainers, even authors, helping them to get their business off the ground and into the marketplace. That is one of the main things that I do. But then I also support more established entrepreneurs in helping them to realign their businesses so that it brings them joy and fulfillment and peace, and actually contributes positively to their lives outside of the money and the revenue that it brings in. Because I do believe that your businesses should serve you as much as you serve in your business, if not even more so.
Absolutely.
So I found that a lot of times, when you're in business, that being an entrepreneur is a personal development experience, without a doubt.
Right.
And 2 to 3 years into business, you are a different person, a different CEO, a different founder than you were when you first started out. And oftentimes the business you have now looks very much like the one that you started, and it no longer fits you, right? But people don't like, especially if you're making money, you don't want to burn it all down and start over, right? But that's what you feel like you have to do. So you stay stuck and you just continue like, well, I just got to push through, or you try, I'm going to hire more people to help me. And you try all of these things that you think should work and they're not working, and don't love your business anymore and all of that. And it's like, it's really because you've changed and your business did not change with you. So we need to bring your business back in alignment with who you are now. And we work through that first through spiritual alignment, and then lifestyle alignment, offer alignment, and operational alignment. So those are the 4 key things that I've worked with more established entrepreneurs on. And I also do like strategic, like one-on-one strategic planning things with folks as well. But yeah, that's what I do. On the consumer side, I'm also I did some leadership development and organizational culture consulting a few years ago. I'm actually about to start that back up again. Because I talk to most of my clients work full time, and I hear their experiences, and I'm like, these organizations need some work, but it's still based around alignment. It's like your organizational culture should be aligned with your mission, vision, and values. Because a lot of times we say these pretty words that sound really good, but then when you actually walk into
in there, it's a hot mess.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just saying, it's a hot mess.
Yeah. So my
That's
goal with
true.
that work is really just to help align culture and to help companies and organizations to get a greater return return on investment in their people, with the understanding that their people are their greatest assets.
Yes.
Good.
Amen.
That's good.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the biggest lessons you've learned since starting a business. And it could be good things, could be bad things.
There's a well of greatness inside of all of us that goes untapped.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that is, whether I'm working with the individuals that I train, do the workshops, the frontline workers, whether I'm working with athletes or professionals, entrepreneurs, it's like, we think we've got it. And I really like to tap into more. There's more, right? There's more. That was yesterday's sermon. There's more. And so I really do think that there is that a deep well of greatness that is really just untapped. I also think too that you can't let people tell you what you can do. I think that's something that I've learned, and that goes for my own self. You can't, like, I can say that I can or I can or I can't, and it's like, listen, we must have a greater source telling us who we are, because sometimes we will tell ourselves we can't.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I think I said that I can't let people tell me what I can't do or who I am. I have to know who I am. And I'll tell you this just real quick story. I had someone, a professional in another professional setting, say to me, you stayed in your 9-to-5 too long. You stayed in it too long. Like, you could have done so many different, you could have done this, you could have done that. And after a while, I started questioning myself. And then it was almost like God had to remind me of the impact. There was a list of things that I accomplished while in this environment. There are a list of people, the list goes on. And I can confidently say, I've impacted thousands of people in this environment.
Yes.
So, well, could I have made, like 10 times? Absolutely. But for me being aligned with what I was supposed to do, I can't let people tell me you should have. You could. I have to be confident in knowing who I am and where I'm supposed to be. And I think that was a lesson for me. And the last one that I would say is trust. Okay. I just don't. The trust thing has changed for me. I think sometimes we try to support our brothers with the A at the end, and sisters, because this is what we're supposed to do. But I think that I think I've learned that my North Star, my barometer, has to be the Holy Spirit and what He is saying to me. And when I hear something that does not seem right, you have to. Your trust level and your comfort level have to shift, and not, I'm just going to go with it because we cool and I got to just support. I don't need this. So I'm saying all that without saying a lot of names, but I'm saying I have learned to trust differently.
That's good.
Does that make sense? I've learned to trust differently. And that was my third lesson for me. I've learned to trust differently than I did in my younger years.
Love it. Yeah, I think we've all learned to trust differently in a lot of areas, not just business. So
yeah,
I'm taking that one with you.
Yeah.
I would say for me, the biggest lesson that I learned was being an entrepreneur meant more than just saying I owned a business. I had to learn how to be the CEO, which was different. And in recognizing that, you could see, so if you know the CEO of a company, you might know their name, you might know who they are, but you don't see them doing every single thing in the business. They delegate, they hire. And I think that was the biggest struggle for me, was letting go. Even with Dr. Malika said, like that trust factor, like I put a very important event in the hands of someone else and it was a disaster. And it made me have to spend a lot more time recovering from still trying to do everything on my own. So I would say for me, the biggest lesson was just to say that I owned a business was not enough. It was not like, oh, you own a business. Oh, you have your own business. No, I need to be the CEO so that most things operationally run with just me having oversight and sharing the vision, and having things automated and having people in place to do things, because I can't do it all. I can't answer the phone, respond to the email, show up at the gig, buy the supplies, follow up. Like that just is a very expensive hobby. Biggest lesson that I learned and has proved to be I would say, it's a expensive lesson to learn, but hindsight, it's learned and it's done and moving forward from it. So yeah.
Okay. So I have a couple. So the first one I'm going to share kind of balances what you just said, Allison, because I work with aspiring entrepreneurs, I see what they want, like that big vision. And a lot of times, like they feel like they can launch and that vision is just going to manifest immediately. And it's like, no, there's a lot of space between your idea and the manifestation of that vision. Some of that space is time, but a lot of that space is effort.
Right.
More effort.
Yes. And it's going to take you a minute to get there. And even the people that you think were overnight successes, they were not. They were working when nobody knew who they were. Right.
Right.
And I learned this lesson early on. It doesn't always feel good, but sometimes you can't, like, you got to be the CEO, even when you can't be the CEO in terms of just kind of like overseeing and delegating, because sometimes when you start out, you don't have the money to do that.
Right.
And you really have to look at, do I have more money or do I have more time? In the early stages of my business, I had more time than I had money. So I learned how to do a lot of things. A lot of things.
Right. Right.
Just say everything. Just say you learn how to do everything related to your business.
And she's good at it too.
I know. I'm like, hey, business bestie, question. She got the link, she got the download, she got the connect, but go ahead.
But yeah, so it's like, so we have to be willing to pay our dues in a sense that, like, oh, you got to do what you got to do sometimes until you get to the point where you can do what you want to do or do it how you want to do it. The other lesson is that you have to ask for help. I could not imagine doing everything I've done since 2016 and not having anybody to talk to about it, not having support, feeling like I couldn't share my dreams and visions because somebody might take my idea and, like all of that stuff. Because entrepreneurship can be lonely anyway if you don't come from a circle of people, family, and friends who are entrepreneurs. Some people just don't get why you would do this, right?
Right.
But to choose to make it even lonelier is not a wise thing to do. You need encouragement. You need people who can pour into you, who you can reciprocate that with. You need people to cheer you on, who are going to show up for you when some other folks won't show up for you, and all of that. And then I think the last thing would be, I think I lost my thought. do I want to, let's see, do I want to spend 10 seconds trying to figure out what I said? That was you need help. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
It'll hit you. That'll be the after notes. That'll be the notes after.
Yeah. If I remember then, because you know what the memory is doing.
Right.
It's just like what I walked into the room and
Like,
was
what was you
like,
talking about? I'll ask you. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's funny.
yeah.
That's
So
funny.
but I will say this. This isn't, I know this was not my thought, but I will say this. This is a lesson learned that you can absolutely love what you do. Like you can wake up every day and be excited about the work you do and the people you're choosing to work with. Like when you own your business, even if you haven't gotten to the point of being financially free yet from your business, there is this level of freedom, this type of freedom that comes from being able to decide what work you do and who you do it for or who you do it with and when you do it.
Yeah.
And I
Good
never
stuff.
will want to get that up.
For sure.
Yes.
I agree.
All right. So I have 3 questions. I know like we've heard in various situations. I think we should just answer here to help people. So the first is, have you ever wanted to give up?
Yeah, yesterday.
I have this thing. I'm like, whenever it's happening, I'm like, I quit today. I quit. It's people that I connect with, and I tell them, I'm like, I quit today because I don't want to be bothered. This is too much. Yes, the answer would be yes.
Yes.
Didn't give up, but said I did. Verbalized it several times.
Yeah, I think when the money's not moneying, yeah, or when you see like when you see that the funds aren't, you're like, okay, you just feel like I have the credentials and the experience to go and get a job and a 9 to 5. I can do that. Like I can do that, but that's not what I want to do. So then that pushes me to do what I need to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah. Yes. And yes, I have wanted to. And I'm sure that I will again in the future.
All full disclosures, yes.
Because it's not easy because if you literally could just, and you may have heard me say this, I say it a lot to different people that like, I just want to show up and do what I do. I don't want to market. I don't want to post on social media about what I do. I just want to show up and do the work. I just want to show up and help people. Just show up and consult. And I just want to do that part.
With your food.
Right. But it's so much more to entrepreneurship with that. And it's like those other things for me is what makes it challenging. And those are the things that like I want to quit. I don't want to quit doing what I do, operating in my zone of genius. I just want to, if I could find somebody who could do everything else and just say, Sharita, be here at this time, this place,
like
and do what you do.
I never want to quit.
Right.
Let me tell you something, because what I think entrepreneurs don't understand that sometimes the personal you has to invest in the career you, right? Your Malika Turner has to sometimes invest in Dr. Malika.
Right.
And a lot of people just want it to happen. It's like, no, you might have to pull some things from here in order to make this happen. And you can pay her back later. But she needs this right now in order for this thing to grow. And I think that a lot of people don't, it's like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you that Malika has to help Dr. Malika. They working together.
Yeah.
They're not the same people, but they are working together so that Dr. Malika can be successful. She'll hit you back later, Malika, but we need her to pour into her.
Now. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Good.
That's good. That's good. All right. And then how hard was it balancing work, business, and family?
How hard is it? Or did you say what?
Right. They say it was.
They say
But
it was.
it was. It still is challenging.
I think
Yeah.
it's like people always ask me like, how do you do all the things you do? Because I do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the challenge is when it's disproportionately leaning towards one over the other. That's what I would say. So it's like when I feel like, okay, I've been spending so much time on this one thing, or I've been going here and doing this. I think that's kind of where the imbalance lies, and becomes the challenge. But what I've learned to do in that is only like designating days, times, things, right, where I'm only working on this business or this thing or this family function, or so I don't mix them. So it's like if I do coaching on Mondays and I have to go to work on a Tuesday, like, or I'm visiting a different location for, for work or something like that, I'm only doing the work in the moment that I'm working on. And that has been the greatest help. So, sometimes it spills out a little bit, but I think that's really what's helped me is I'm not doing anything. It's setting really strong boundaries, not doing certain things outside of the time designated to do it.
Yeah. I think the good thing, I think what's been helpful for me for everything over the years is a supportive husband. And I think my kids just grew up knowing like this is what we do, right? We got this to do, that to do, that to do. I don't know if that's good or bad because I see them as very busy as well. But I think I'm like you, Allison. I feel like I have my hands in a lot of different things and a lot of different projects. And we've talked about this before. When people see your skill set, they want to use the skill set. They want you to do things. They want you to be a part of things. Just now learning to say, oh, I don't think so. But I also am learning to, like you said, set boundaries. Like this day I'm working on this. I'm setting the clock for 3 hours. After the 3 hours, I'm done working on that. And I think that has been helpful for me. That's how I now balance.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really like that hard no. Like if I would have calls and people would not show up on the call and then connect with me 15 minutes later and say, "Oh, I'm ready for the call." Like, no, you're not. Like,
I'm
you
done,
got to wait till next week on that day when I do these calls. So that's been the most liberating and the best way to keep not trying to grab everything and make it all happen. So yeah, for real.
That's good.
Yeah, I think for me, it remains a challenge. It's better now because all of my children are grown, or at least like the youngest just graduated from high school, so we're in a different place now than we were in when I first got started. But I think what still makes it challenging for me is because I do love what I do, I could do it. All the
Could
time.
do it.
Right.
So it's hard for me to just if we have something to do, something planned, whether it's in the house or outside of the house, like, okay, I'm there. But if we don't have anything planned and it's like, okay, got nothing to do, I'm going in the office.
Right.
I'm going in the office. And that doesn't always go over well with my hubby. But yeah, so that's something we still kind of dealing with. I'm trying to get better.
Navigating.
Yeah, well, we're still deal with it, not as much as we did. And I don't know if that's more of I got better or he got more tolerant. I'm not sure which one.
Either way, it's working.
Both, a little bit of both.
Either way, it's working.
Yeah, but even now, like more recently, I just made a change in my schedule. Because we our work schedules are kind of totally opposite. So I just made a change so that I would have more availability when he's actually home.
Nice.
So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. There's potential for it. To get better. Yeah, it could. And some of it's just okay, where I am right now.
Right.
You know, it won't always be like this, right? I know that. Hopefully he knows that too.
I think he does.
Yeah. And then the last question I want to pull out is, which I think this one is very interesting. Do you have the same business today that you had when you first started out? And if you don't, why not?
Because it was a hot mess. And people thought it was great then. That's the funny part. I'm like, I thought I was doing it. Oh, no. It was just the bare minimum. It was what I could do with what I knew then. I did not have all of the knowledge and the tools and the resources and the connections and the investments in coaching or having someone teach me how to do certain things. So that's what I would say. It's not the same. It's never left the core, like that core mission or what the desire was. I always keep that at the forefront of what, what that is and who it's for. The delivery of it, the quality, all of those things were just kind of, I don't know what the word is like to describe it. Just very, very novice, I guess. Something that I would look at today and would be like, people paid me for that.
That's so funny.
It really isn't. Like I didn't have any of what I have now when I first started, like 10, 15, 20 years ago. So definitely elevated all the way. Even my experiences created like a level of expansion in everything that I did, like a level of excellence that didn't exist then for me. Cause I just wanted, I was, in early entrepreneur days, you just want to do it. You like, I'm gonna do it. I'm bringing this and I'm doing this. You don't think about all the things, but then as you grow, it's way different. So it's the same, the same motives and clients and all of that, but definitely was not. And thank God it's not. I say that now, I'm like, oh my gosh, if we had pictures and social media like we do now from back then, if I had a side by side, it'd be like, you did what? They paid you what? Still got results a little bit, but it was not like it, not like it is today. We'll just say that. So grateful for the experiences and the journey, but I wasn't hitting back then.
I would say things are definitely different. When I look back, there's one piece that I never talked about, and we don't have time for me to get into it, but I did do some coaching and training for this organization called Seeds, something Seeds, I forgot. But anyway, and I worked specifically with Black women raising young Black males, small seeds.
Oh, nice.
It was small seeds. And I would coach these women, but it was like, so I was just asked to do it because I had the skill set. I did it. I got paid. I was trying my best to get the right apps together in the organization. It just was messy. So I would say it was under the speaker, but it was just like, let me throw these blocks together with this and let me put this together here and really try to make it something. And I think, I would say, no, I don't have the same business that I started out with. I don't have the same business today that I started out with.
So we're saying there's hope. Is that what this message is all about? There is hope for you out there. Whatever you're doing.
However you start, just keep going.
It don't have to be.
Lean in.
Yes. So I do not have the same business. Like, it's not even that, the business is just better than it was then. It literally is a different business.
Different.
So
you done been through some change.
I have been through some change. So I started out doing life coaching. And I told you I did the organizational consulting. I did grant writing and evaluation.
Oh, I remember that.
A lot of different things. Some of it was just, I did it because I could do it. Like a lot of coaches that go for the low hanging fruit And it's like, you already got these skills, just go ahead and do this.
Oh, I'll do it.
Yeah. And I didn't know any better then. So I did. Then it was like, I mean, like, I can do this stuff, but
He was
I
like,
don't really want to, you know?
Right.
The life coaching wasn't too far off. That was more out of, I think I just didn't know. I didn't know what was inside of me at that point. And my mission, my calling has remained the same, to help people be who they were created to be, do the work that they were called to do so they can live the lives they desire to live. That has been consistent across everything. It was just, how is that thing showing up? How am I walking that out now? And life coaching made sense, right? And I wrote some books in between there, and all of that.
Right.
And help other people publish books. So it's like, yeah, so I could do a whole lot of different things.
Right.
And I had a friend who told me that, just in a casual conversation, that she didn't know why I was calling myself a life coach, because she got more value from me about her business than she got from business coaches she was paying.
wow.
Whenever we talked about her business, like, the stuff I would say to her, like, just shifted things for her. And for me, it was like, I didn't even think I was coaching her per se. It's like, she asked me a question, I answered her
Right.
question.
You're like, okay.
Right.
Like, that was that. But that simple statement, like, shifted something in me that made me just be like, okay, Sharita, why are you not moving forward with this? Because I do have a degree in business, and then I have a degree in educational leadership, which has a lot of administrative things in there. And then even in our work, Malika, I don't know if you've ever thought about it this way, but when you're managing departments or multi-department divisions, like, you are running a business.
Yes.
Like, you are running a business inside that educational organization, right?
Right.
So I had this experience, but I felt like it wasn't enough. Like, I wasn't ready. I hadn't done enough to call myself a business coach.
Right.
But that conversation shifted things for me. And then that's when I started to shift things in my business. And I said earlier, I still don't really consider myself a coach, but that's a term that people know and use. I'd have to do some explaining with saying strategists,
Right.
But you see, I shifted today. I actually have it says business alignment strategist today, because I'm just like,
yes, you do.
We keep making steps forward. We
That's
go fully into the embodiment of who we are. Yes.
I agree with that.
I love it.
Yes. Okay, so we are definitely past our 30-minute mark, but the conversation has been good.
We couldn't tell y'all all our business in 30 minutes.
So we're going to try to wrap it up here. So I do want to make note of it. Like, you can see that we all have on some t-shirts here. So the interesting thing is that we all sell shirts or other things through our businesses.
Absolutely.
So Malika has the Go Be Great brand that she mentioned, and that is one of her signature tees. I told her I'm loving that burnt orange color.
Burnt orange, love it.
Yeah, so it says Go Be Great and Be Nothing Less, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Allison, what does yours say?
And mine says, blessed, not stressed, so back off with that mess.
Okay.
I like that.
Like it is.
I like that.
Mine says hustling is out, alignment is in.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
I like that.
So you can we're going to share like how you all can contact us outside of the coaches are, and so you can definitely, if you're interested in getting a shirt or something, you can do that, or just find out more about what we do and how we do it. So I'm going to ask each coach to share where people can connect with you and learn more.
Yeah, I would say if you want a shirt, go to www.gobegreatandbenothingless.com. It's long, but it's exactly what you see on this shirt.
You can't mess it up.
Yeah, I just want you to check out an episode of Pivot with Dr. Malika. I didn't talk anything about being a podcast host, but we've had some really great episodes. And so that's another way. It's on YouTube, Pivot with Dr. Malika, and that's my name spelled there with AIKA. And check out some great episodes, and then you can also reach out there.
Fantastic. Well, you can find me at prisonbreakcoach.com. Spelled like it said. Make it easy for you. And then you can connect with me there. That's the easiest way. I'm on all platforms, either under my name, Allison T. Garrett, or Prison Break Coach. But yeah, you can learn more. There's a free quiz on my site that allows you to take it. It's pretty short. It'll let you know what is it that's holding you back.
Nice.
From living your dream life. Yes, from living your dream life.
Nice.
Right. So not from holding me back from losing these 10 pounds I need to lose.
Go take the quiz. I'll tell you right away.
It's like that one thing you need to stop doing. Stop eating junk food.
It's the food and the beach.
Listen, I played pickleball today. I done found a new way to lose weight.
Okay, girl. Not pickleball.
All right. And I am at thealignedbizco.com, thealignedbizco.com. On there, I do have, you can opt in to get access to my idea evaluator expert. So this is the technology that's going to help you figure out which of your business ideas you should focus on first and give you a plan to move forward. So you can check that out there, and you can see a lot more there as well. In terms of the t-shirt, we are making the site pretty right now.
Yes.
It should be, it is up, but it doesn't look as nice as I want it to look at the moment. But you can go and place an order if you'd like to see what we have. It is aligned to a T, TEE.com, aligned to a T.com.
I like that.
Our shirts and books. My books are on there as well. We'll be adding some additional designs over the coming weeks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are
and
like you.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say I'm like you. We are under renovation. There's a new rollout coming out, but I'm just gonna send you where you can buy clothing, but it's not the actual site yet.
Yeah,
not pretty.
Right.
Not pretty.
So and on social media, I'm Coach Sharita. Facebook and Instagram.
Malika. Yeah.
But go to Sharita Griffin Weatherspoon. Go Dr. Sharita Griffin Weatherspoon. That's where I'm really active at. You can go to my business page, like it and all of that stuff, but go to Dr. Sharita Griffin Weatherspoon.
Yeah.
Allison, where can they find you?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Allison.
Oh, say what?
Who are you on social media?
Oh yeah, because I thought I kind of looped that all in. So yeah, Allison T. Garrett on Instagram and on Facebook. And on what's that other one called?
LinkedIn.
No.
TikTok.
I'm Prison Break Coach.
On Instagram, I'm Dr. Malika. But I also have Go Be Great and Be Nothing Less is on there as well, so you can see what's going on with the athletes. And then on Facebook, I'm actually just Malika Turner. And LinkedIn, I'm Dr. Malika. So you just find the face. Just find the face.
Yes. All right. So this was a great conversation. We talked about we don't really talk about what we do, right? We just show up and do
hey, I'm here, Coach Zareen, what you need?
I know. But I like these conversations where we can just be ourselves and tell, I mean, I think we got a little deep, but not, just enough.
Right.
So it's good. It's all good. And I see we have people who've responding, so that's good too. People who've been tuning in.
Yes, and we definitely appreciate you tuning in live. And if you're watching the replay, we appreciate you too. And I'm just pulling up because I always be forgetting what the next episode is. So
it's okay
because there are other things you've got going on. I get it.
Right.
It's the balance.
Right. So we will be back here next Monday, first Monday of the month, with the topic is the real behind the glam, what it takes to run a beauty business that lasts. So this is an episode where we're featuring entrepreneurs. So we have a mother-daughter team, owners of Mint's Beauty Bar in Delaware. They will be joining us and talking about their journey. We'll learn a little bit about what they do, services and things like that, in case you want to stop by and check them out. But we're going to be talking about their journey as a mother-daughter duo, running a business as well. So that should be really, really good.
Good.
All right.
Should we come glammed up or no? No. Okay.
I mean, if you can make that happen at 8 p.m. Monday night, feel free to do so. I make no
Dr. Malika, bring it.
I told y'all I jumped. Listen, audience, I jumped in the shower. I was so busy, jumped in the shower prior to the show. I done sprayed it on smell goods, and I said, "Wait a minute, they will not be able to smell me."
But you smell you. You feel
but
good.
I feel good. I smell good. I'm like, wait a minute, this perfume costs too much money for me.
Go run out and get some gas or something.
Right?
And she gotta go out, go upstairs, and go walk slowly past your husband.
Girl.
Tilt your neck a little bit.
It's after 9. We in our separate worlds. You do your thing, I'll do mine. All right. All right.
All right. So this has been another episode of The Coaches Are in a special edition, just so we could share a little bit more about us and what we do outside of the show. So we are excited to have been able to share that with you, and are grateful that you tuned in, whether you watch live or through the replay. We ask that you go to thecoachesrn.tv. That will take you to our YouTube channel, and be sure to like the episode and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when we go live. And we are live on the first and third Mondays of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we hope that we will see you all next week.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
The coaches are in. When you need a timely, transparent friend, tune into the coaches are in. Talking career, business, health, and wealth. You've got a friend into the coaches are in. With authenticity, come on, let's take a seat.